Hi, welcome back. Doing a doodle, slow doodle, mindfulness doodle, and I thought what we could do is look at one of these worksheets that I've made. So what I'm going to do, just so I can keep them, I'm going to make a duplication of that one, and I'm going to go into this page here. Now you can make one of these sheets yourself. All it is as you can see, I've just made a series of shapes, circles, squares, triangles, and whatever that one is, diamond. And I've made a space at the top here, and what I'm going to do, just to make life simple, is I'm going to create a layer on my pad. If you're using pen and paper, you can just you can download these from the website in PDF, print them out, make copies. And what I do is I put my name on here in case I forget who I am. And the date started. Now that's the important bit, because what day is it today? 13th. It's the 13th of April 18. Now the reason I think the date's important is because you can sort of get an idea of how long is it taking you to fill this sheet up. It's just, it's something that you can refer to. Obviously there's no rush to do these sheets. Now I'm just going to create another level, just a habit really. And I'm going to go on to the gel pen. Don't know why. I think it's because it's sort of got a nice feel to it. And what I'm going to do with these worksheets is I'm going to pick a theme. Now my theme is going to be this sort of leaf flower thingy bobby. And I'm going to do it in the middle to start with. I'm going to make one here. We could make a nice little curl there. And I'm doing it mindful, so I'm mindful of what I'm drawing here. And I'm going to try and make it so I don't overlap and things. So that's just a basic leaf, and that's going to be my theme. So the idea is on these worksheets is just to pick a theme and see how many different ways you can make a pattern out of that leaf. So this is just a basic one because I've done it from the centre, so it's not very imaginative. But what I'm trying to make sure is that I'm being mindful of my strokes, because being mindful of the strokes is going to bring me into the now moment, and that's what the meditation is all about. And I've gone a little bit off there, but no judgment here. So I want to change my pattern up a little bit, so I'm just going to skip a gap and make a leaf there. I should have done this in the beginning really, but it really doesn't matter, and I'm going to do that there. So now what I can do is I can just come off this one and start closing this up. And remember, there's no judgment here, and you can see I've mucked up a little bit there, but who cares. What I'm doing is looking at the lines I'm drawing and making sure that they touch and connect where they're supposed to. And that's all that matters. I'm just going to go the other way here. There we go. So I've made a pattern there. In the first second, I could go into more detail. I can add lines, and shade it up, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just looking at myself. My hair's a real mess, so sorry about that. I need a haircut. So let's try on the second circle. Let's try a little offset this time. Let's make it start down the bottom here. I'm going to put a little twirl in there. This time I'll do it a disconnection. Do a big leaf there. Make sure it touches. That's a bit big, and I'm not going to let it touch. I'm just going to go up and come down. I thought maybe just do one of these things here. It's not looking really that exciting, is it? But that's not what I'm after. I'm just really I'm just really doodling. And you can do this anywhere, in a work meeting, anywhere. Incidentally, if you doodle in a work meeting, have you ever been in a work meeting or a course or something, and you sort of forget what were they talking about? Well, that's probably because your mind wasn't even in the room. You were probably daydreaming off somewhere. Just put some little ones in here. So your mind probably wasn't present. in the first place, and that's why you're forgetting about what they were talking about in the first place. So if you were doodling in the meeting, just notice making little pictures, more 9 out of 10 you'll probably be more present in the meeting, and you'll be more likely to remember what they were talking about, as long as you're mindful of what they're talking about in the first place. So when you're doodling, you're mindful of what's happening in the room, and you'll be more present and you know, more present there in the room. So you'll probably be more likely to remember what's going on. Just saying. So doodling's actually quite good for things like that, meetings and, you know, important things. You could just sort of, you know, little sketches. I'm just making sure I'm recording. Yeah. Okay. So what we got? Got two variations there. I'm not doing too well with these lines, but as long as they're connecting and starting, it doesn't matter. So it may be, you see what happens if we can start over here on this. So pen's a little bit awkward around the wrong way, so let's bring it in there, take that in there. There we go, turn the page a bit. So all I'm doing is just being mindful of the lines. I'm not after a masterpiece, although it would be nice to have a masterpiece, but I'm not after a masterpiece. It's kind of a bit funny there. Oh dear, I've lost it. Let's put a little circle in there. Probably fill up this area here with more. Oops, I've added circles. I've broken what I was doing, but don't matter, it was just too tempting. Okay, so you get the idea with these worksheets. So you basically draw in a shape, and then we're just filling it with a theme. I was trying to stick to those leaf styles. Now we could change up the theme here. Maybe we could use those other types of leaf, you know, with these swirlies. There we go, like that. It's got little free swirlies. There we go. It's not looking too healthy, but as I said, I'm just trying to, you know, doodle. It really doesn't matter. I'm just being mindful of the lines. That's all that matters. Now, earlier I was thinking about doing this video, and I just didn't have the motivation. And then I saw this other video on YouTube talking about how we would never have the motivation. We'll never ever feel like doing something. And the trick to getting things done is just to do it. It's like the 5-second rule. Just do it. And that's basically really a good idea when you need to do stuff. I do enjoy doing the videos. It's just getting the motivation to put the screen up and getting into it. But that's why I do these doodles and, you know, meditations, is to, you know, to build up energy, relax myself and stop stressing out about silly things. So that's that free leaf thing, as though it doesn't look really good, but it's there. So let's see if we can do another one with the free leaf thing. Let me just do it maybe with a flower this time. So how it's supposed to look is like this sort of thing. Yeah. And the other thing about doing these doodles is you notice how they're basically repeating patterns. So they don't really take much thought. Let's see if we'll just fill up this middle. There we go, look at that. That's looking not too bad. Even though it's still scruffy, it still looks pretty good, I think. But it doesn't matter, I'm not judging. There we go. Voila. And we can expand on this, I suppose. We can come up here Start bringing in more and more. I am brushing it a little bit. So you get the idea. I mean, I'm just basically trying to pick a theme on each line. Something's missing there, isn't it? There. And there. Yeah. Twisting my hand a bit, I should have turned the page. And now what I can do is I can fill these, obviously I can fill these gaps up there, can't I? With a big one there. There we go. Oops. I've ordered the screen thing for the cover. It's supposed to make the iPad feel more like paper, so you get a bit more resistance on the pen. So I'm waiting for that to come, and I'm hoping it's going to improve things a little bit more. Whoops, I shouldn't have done that. I'm changing the theme. Whoops, get out of there. Just do it that way. There you go. Look. There we go. There. So that's the basic principle of this exercise. You know, pick a leaf style or a pattern style, and see 3 different ways of laying it out in the boxes. And it's just a way of bringing you into the moment, a good way of meditation. If you can't think of what to doodle, mind you should be able to doodle anything, doodle in Mindfulness Doodle. But you know, if you're looking for something to do, then this sort of exercise is really good. And you can just draw these shapes, and you know, and get into doodling. It's just fun picking a style and then seeing how many different ways you can do it. So that's pretty good. Yeah. As long as you know, if you're doing it for the mindfulness part, as long as you remember, it's all you're thinking about in your head is where you're starting the line and where you're finishing the line. So, you know, where I'm starting and where I'm finishing. That's what's making it a meditation. So it's not, you know, if your doodle's looking like a kick-ass picture, all you're really interested in, whoops, is the line. And the most important part of your line is where it starts and where it finishes. Yeah, and by doing that as your exercise, you're bringing your mind that is now focusing on, you know, obviously what you're doing, and it's bringing you into this moment. And that's the whole purpose of mindfulness doodling. So if you're in a meeting at work, then what you're doing is you're setting the intention of being aware of what they're talking about in the room, and you'll just sit there and you'll be doodling your little projects here. But you're going to be listening and aware of what's being said in the room. So if whoever's there is doing the talking calls you, says, "Oi, Brian, what do you think of what I've just said?" You'll know basically what he just said, because although you're doodling and your mind's on this, you are consciously aware of what is being said in the room, and you'll probably absorb it a lot more because you're more present in the room, and you're not sitting there like this, you know, drifting off to thinking about next week. What am I having for dinner tonight? Oh, I've got to go to Tesco or something. I've got to buy some ingredients. I've got to do this, and your mind is now not in the room, and you're less likely to know what's being said in the room. But with a doodle and just setting the intention of being in the room, listening to what they're saying, you're more than likely to be more present to what's happening around you. And you can do all sorts of things in your doodle. Start adding little details, little shading, you know, making things look a bit 3D-ish. You know, it's probably stuff you did at school. Making stuff look 3D-ish, you know, maybe doing an inner pattern. You know, you can spend ages on a doodle. Just don't make it too complicated. I know I draw characters and stuff, but they're getting a lot more simple. So it's getting easier for me to draw faces and stuff. So they're becoming like a doodle, and so that's pretty good, and I enjoy that. So that's another thing you could probably work on, drawing little characters, you know, and look around you as well. I mean, you can doodle objects that are in the room. Maybe draw the bloke who's giving you the lecture, or the woman doing the lecture, or whatever. So a doodle can be anything, as long as it's sort of not too complicated and you don't have to overthink it. That's all that matters. And you concentrate on what your pencil's doing or your pen's doing, and that's your doodle, and it brings you into the room. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a little doodle with Brian, and just a little idea of what maybe you could do there. Set up a little exercise of, set yourself a little challenges. How many different ways can you do a pattern using one little leaf, if you like? How many different ways can you use it? Maybe incorporate 2 leaves and things like that. And like I said, with the doodle you can start adding little details, shadings, dots, and things like that. If you want to get more, just kill more time with it, then you can start doing speckles and stuff. So yeah. But if you want to get copies of these worksheets, they're on the website. Just join the site. I never spam emails or anything. These are free. Just download a PDF and you can just print them off, or get them into a JPEG image. And if you're using a pad like me, just use the JPEG. This is actually just a JPEG image of it, and I'll doodle on top. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. The doodle with Brian. Another video. I'm hoping to do more of these videos. Please remember to subscribe and spread the love. I'm getting more active on Instagram now that I've worked out how to use Instagram. I don't normally go on Instagram, but we have now got an Instagram, which great to see you on there. Yeah, remember to subscribe. Pass the love, share it out, and happy doodles. And make these doodles work for you. The meditation, make it work for you and use it in a positive way. Anyway, talk again soon. Take care.